Dylan and Ricky, it always puts a smile on my face seeing you guys. We're going to be chatting all about your number one smash, Cry For You, coming up. We're going to talk about your latest song with Aluna coming up. We're also going to get to know Sidepiece a little better with Finky's firsts and ask you a question you have possibly never been asked before. Multi-platinum, Grammy-nominated Sidepiece, welcome to America's Dance 30.
Woo! Who's got the air horn?
I got to take a breath after that long intro.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I know. My intros are legendary. Now, I know that you guys have come through during Miami Music Week, but I think this might be your first time officially with us on America's Dance 30. Is that right?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Because you've interviewed us before, but I don't think on this proper way.
Yeah, full blown getting to know you guys. Well, I greatly appreciate your time. Congratulations on your number one, Cry For You. That is so amazing.
Thank you, man.
I am ending the interview now.
That's all you needed.
Hopefully you guys could hear that. Yeah, okay.
No, don't worry. We could.
Okay.
Now, Carrie was just sharing with us, this is a mind-blowing fact that this might be the first time in the dance chart history where the original went number one and a full-blown remake of it has gone number one too. That is incredible for you guys.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Insane.
I mean, that shout out to the original team and writers and her for creating obviously such a beautiful record because it clearly connects, 20 odd years later.
And we're going to be talking all about it coming up. But first, let's talk about your latest song, Misbehave, with the dance queen, Aluna. How was that song born?
Man, that's like a funny story. We had a session, a lot of times we're on airplanes making records. As you guys know, we tour and we're just in and out of studio sessions. And we kind of linked up at an actual studio and we get there and we're all having a good time. And we're like, all right, let's cut the vocal. We love the writing already, and the mic has this buzz on it.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm super OCD already. Like, I don't know. I have that tick and I was like, there's no way, guys. So I'm like, Dylan, keep him going, keep him distracted. I'm going to run home and get my mic and get this whole little mini studio. And Dylan's like, okay, hurry up, go. And so they start devising and finishing the song and working on the more vocals. And then I come back like an hour later. I'm like pulling this huge suitcase of my like mic and all my interface and stuff. I'm like, all right, let's cut this thing. And I'm glad that we did it that way because we've never changed. We never re-recorded. We did exactly what we had that same day once they finished the writing. And then we went back and, did some tweaks to the track. But like the vocal we got where it was this crazy, wild day of a broken microphone and this and that, we ended up, using that same vocal. So we're all happy that even though it was hard, it was a test and the song came out great. So,
And as a fellow OCD sufferer, did you ever figure out what the hum was from?
What sucks is like when you're in someone else's studio, you can't, because you didn't put it in, you check the XLRs, you check the ins and out. And then when it's still happening, you're just like, this isn't even my stuff. I don't even know where to start. It's probably somewhere in the back or in the wall. It's like, who knows, man? Who knows?
And to even go beyond that, Ricky, like when he's saying he came up, brought back a mic, he brought a portable in a Pelican case, his little, like a portable rig with a preamp and everything. I mean, it was like full blown, he showed up and it was like, he was like in some Avengers movie where he was like bringing his little, like Iron Man box or something. But everybody in the studio was like, "What the hell?" We're in this $100,000 studio, and Ricky's like, "Hold on."
And that just
Excuse me.
that just shows you that you don't even need $100,000 studio anymore.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Now, how long ago did you guys start working on it?
I think the session was in April last year. I think it was.
Well, yeah, it turned out so amazing. Well, before we chat all things Cry For You, your number one, let's get to know Sidepiece a little better with Finky's firsts.
Okay.
So I love finding out the origin story of artists. When you guys were growing up, was music the first thing that you wanted to get into, or was there something else you wanted to be when you grew up? Ricky?
You know, when I got into college, I never picked a major, and I started making music, and that was it. I was like, it's either this and I'm a broke musician, or I'm a successful musician. But either way, I'm a musician. So honestly, I had no plan B, never picked a major, dropped out of college. That was it.
Ooh, thank God it worked out for you. Wow. What about you, Dylan?
I wanted to be an actor. So, I was a little theater kid prancing around doing musical theater and stuff. So that was what I thought was going to happen. I thought I was going to be, a Shakespearean actor, and clearly went downhill. So
For me.
When did it veer and start going downhill?
My love of acting transferred into like wanting to be more in film and in the creating and behind the scenes. And then that came into kind of making music and tinkering around on the side and falling in love with dance music. So yeah, it was like a weird, if I hadn't have started in my tights on stage, then we wouldn't be here now. Ricky won't let me wear tights on stage. So
I never said that, actually. We're all down. We're all down.
That is hilarious. Well, before we talk about the Sidepiece moniker, let's go back a little to your guys' original artists' names. When you were trying to decide on your artist project names, was Nitti and Party Favor your first choices, or were there other names you were considering?
That's a great question.
I had a few different name changes when I started in college back in 2005, 2006-ish. I was a few different names that I'm not even going to say because they were so dumb. But we started I started as a duo, actually. So it was me and my buddy in college. So I don't think Party Favor was the name, but it's funny. I took that name as just like I had like this gig to play a college thing or this kind of college bar in Southern California here. And I needed to commit to a name. So we did that. And my manager and I was like, I'll change it later. And then the career started to take off later and I just never changed it.
There was no chance to change it.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, it's an epic name. So good job coming up with that.
One second, I am listening, but I have to I'm hard boiling eggs right now. So I need to take these eggs off the heater. So I'm listening. I'm in my AirPods. I'm coming right back.
I'm going to make my name story really long for you, bro.
Okay, go ahead. Stretch it out.
Honestly, the only real change I had is I used my original name, Ricky Mears, and I was doing a lot of more melodic dubstep. I worked a little bit with Southern Lions and I did things of that nature. And then...
Hold on. We might have to put a hold until the eggs are done.
We're hearing the egg splatter.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm just putting them on ice. I'm putting them on ice.
I didn't realize we were doing a cooking show here at the same time. Okay, let's see if we can continue this.
I'm back.
Okay, go ahead and start the story over. Sorry.
All right. So originally I used my real name, copyright free, nice and easy, Ricky Mears, no problem. And it was a little more melodic dubstep and things of that nature. So when I remember when trap started taking off and just Skrillex started doing different sounds and Zomboy and this and that, I was like, oh, I want to make more aggressive music, club kind of stuff, but trap and dubstep. And someone I was working with at the time was like, oh, you need a name that feels it gets down to the nitty gritty or something like that. And we were just all like, hold up, that's kind of a sick name. And then same thing. I just never changed it until I had to officially change it to Nitti for just simple copyright reasons. But, it's all good. And that's kind of ended up all the way from there to Nitti.
And again, an epic name, both Nitti and Nitty Gritty. I mean, great jobs on both of you guys for coming up with those names. Now, let's fast forward to Sidepiece. Where did that come from? And was that your first choice?
That's an even better story because honestly, we've said it since the beginning, and I don't know how many people remember it, but I'm not exaggerating when I say the first FaceTime we ever did, from Party Favor DM, Nitty Gritty DM, we were talking on Twitter. He's like, yo, let's just FaceTime and talk about a collab or something, something like that. And I remember we were like, have you been making any house music? And we were like, yeah, we have. And I was like, yeah, it's been so fun to make it. We're very refreshing after all this bass music. And I'm like, yeah, I had this stupid idea to make a project for house that was called Side Project, as a joke, tongue in cheek. And I'm not kidding you, 5 minutes later, Dylan's like, you know, what if that name was a little cheeky and it was like Sidepiece? And we were both like, oh my, first call, the name was done. Like, I'm not even kidding you. First FaceTime.
That is amazing. And again, it doesn't need to be said, but a great name for you guys. Now, you guys have had some incredible smashes in your career, including right out the gate getting Grammy nominated for Sidepiece. But do you remember the first dance song that made you guys fall in love with EDM? Dylan?
Oh, wow. That's a really hard question. I would say in like the early 2000s, I listened to, I had an older friend who used to babysit me when I was younger, actually. And then whenever I was older, we were hanging out as we like got closer, you know, I was more mature, quote unquote. And I remember he was playing me some of his old records and he played Aphex Twin for me. And I remember being like, not really appreciating it, but really like being, this is really unique. And then later on, I think for me though, where it really like clicked was probably when I got to college and I started finding like-minded people that were really into dance music and a lot of the music that was coming out of like Europe, because that was really there was no one in the States like it is now, like making there obviously were people, but not the culture there is now and the quality and the quantity. And I would say I think Wolfgang Gartner, maybe, like I specifically remember him and some other like kind of electro artists, they were electro house artists who were coming out at the time that like really I connected with. And it was like that was when it was like, it went from me just liking it to like being like, okay, I need to consume more of this.
Yeah, I remember, so I used to do a Saturday night show that was pretty much all underground music, like Tiesto before he was mainstream, stuff that did not belong on Top 40 radio. And I was paying attention to the European chart because that's where everything was hitting first before it would make its way over here. Yeah. Secondly, I'm just thanking God that in your story about being younger and listening to older, I'm just glad you didn't mention any songs that I was playing at the time. So I'm like, damn, you just dated me. What about you, Ricky?
That's awesome. I think one of the first songs I can think of that I was like, this is like a piece of, it's like music and not just electronic, was Strobe by Deadmau5. That's like I don't know, it's like a historic piece of music to me, of electronic, where you're just like, this is good on every level. It was really cutting edge mix down. The melodies were good. It wasn't just like sounds and sound design. It was just everything hit, where when I heard that, I was like, it kind of changed me. And then obviously, like, because I love metal and heavier stuff, once like Scream and Banga and Skrillex and all this halftime 140 stuff started coming out, I was like, ooh, this might be my vibe really here. But I did start in house music, and that was like my first love. It just developed into like, you know, a whole slew of things. And I definitely always remember like Strobe, like that's my goat of songs.
Such a symphony of a song. I mean, that really is a masterpiece. Now, you guys are on your Horny House tour right now. And of course, you guys have been playing festivals all over the world and shows all over the world. But do you guys remember the first time you ever performed for a crowd?
Oh, I do. It was, I just saw the video the other day. It was Life in Color, Miami. 2017, I believe.
I think I was there.
Were you really?
I went to Life in Color. I don't know if it was that year. I only went once. And
wow.
Side story that I probably shouldn't be telling, but I was messed up while I was there.
I love it.
And I remember being in the crowd, and they were launching paint into the crowd. Yep. And I remember getting hit by one of the paintballs or whatever it was. And I swear to God, I thought like a tank had shot me. It was insane. So that was your first time?
It's crazy.
Yeah, those shows were wild.
Go down. I was just going through like my old Nitti Instagram, and I was like, oh, I just want to like see my first post ever. And I'm pretty sure I have it. I'll scroll down while Dylan tells his story, but I have a video of it. I'll show you guys in a second.
That's amazing. Dylan, what about you?
Well, I started, funny enough, I kind of learned how to produce like after I technically started my DJ project. So my first show, the first show we ever did was we threw a party in college, and we bust people out to like, my buddy had like a friend who worked at this hotel, and he's like, oh yeah, like bring some people into this like little ballroom that they had, and it was over by downtown Disney. And we're like, all right. So like, I don't think he realized like what was happening. And then we basically like told people, and then they told people, and we basically were like, we pulled together the money that we had saved and got two like literal yellow school buses full with people, like proper college vibe, and packed them through. And we showed up and we literally had like, I don't even remember what speakers, but we had like in Newmark IDJ3 or something, or whatever was like the most basic setup. And we had one of those like cheap Walmart like lights that has like the green things that just kind of spins around. And then like two, like, I don't even know if it was QSCs, but just two speakers and this like ballroom. Like, I mean, it literally looked like we were DJing like a cheap quinceañera or something. and everybody piled in, and all of a sudden my buddy's friend who like got us there, because he like worked there, was like, I think realized that like it was in over his head, and he freaked out. And like 15 minutes into the party, like he's like, oh, you guys gotta leave. You guys gotta leave. And so we got kicked out, and that was our first experience. So that was my last experience being a promoter as well. So,
I gotta admit though, that sounds like it could have been an epic party.
No, I mean it was great, but it was so I do look back fondly because it was so do it yourself. There's no one else to rely on, so we just But I think that the college brain and not really thinking of anything beyond just party mode, so that was it. Little did everybody know.
Well, you guys have definitely come a long way.
We literally have to play stuff like that all the time. Like so we always have, I feel like, patience or like a little bit of grace with kids. Like when we play some of those college parties over the years where we're like, the table's too low, the speaker's falling off, and this. And they're like, yeah, we've all been there. We've all wanted to just have a good time. We'll play as much as we can on this crappy setup, but hey, it happens.
Absolutely. Well, finally, in Finky's verse, in honor of your number one smash, "Cry for You," if I mention crying, what's the first thing that you would think of that 100% would bring a tear to your eye?
Damn, that's what a great question. What a buzzkill. I mean, for me, I have a really soft spot for like for children that are like have cancer and like children's hospitals. So we really went downhill with this.
Man.
But that is like, if you want me to, yeah, that's my thing.
I agree, Ricky.
There's this one commercial pretty similar where it's like there's a soccer player. His name is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and he has like a lot of tattoos. And they show this it's like a film for an ad. I was like, whoever directed this ad needs to win an Oscar. And they do this really good close up of him putting his shirt on. You see all his tattoos. He goes out on the field in a real game. He did this, and he scored in that game. And when he takes his shirt off, they do a zoom, and it's all these children's names of like world hunger. And he like scores and does it. And it's all these children's names for world hunger. And it's like, just thinking about it makes me cry every time, because it's like, that's what you need, people that have that position to promote things like that. And I just like every time I'm always like, oh, I need to rethink my life where it's not just about it's not just about us really, and we're in a fortunate position. Like, yeah, my parents were missionaries and stuff. So there's like anything to do with like giving back has always, also had like a soft spot for me.
See, you guys are softies at heart.
Yeah.
Let's talk about happier stuff. Your number one, "Cry for You." Now, how did you even think about redoing an iconic song like September's "Cry for You"? How was the song born?
So I think we have this thing called Sidepiece treats. And to be honest, a lot of times we're not really thinking too much about it. We're just genuinely like inspired. So, I remember one time Dylan, when he started our Millie remix, we played it in Canada at this like tiny after party. But when we played it, we were both so excited. And that's what we chased. We chased just making something and experiencing it with people. So we're not really thinking about releasing. Turns out that song got official release, Lil Wayne, whatever. So take, 2-3 years in between that, we make a lot of edits and remixes. Cry for You is the same thing. When the first time we made it, it was like, wow, this is special. Hit up management. We're like, please go ask September, go ask everybody. Got it cleared. We're like, hit up all these people to get it done and finished, redo the vocals and stuff. And it was like one of those things where you don't think about it until you experience a big crowd and you're just like, oh, this is bigger than just an edit. This is bigger than a bootleg. We have to release this. And it was awesome kind of looking back now to have a number one, like all this work we did to get it here. And it's been awesome.
And how long ago did you guys start working on it?
I think it was like,
at least 2 years ago, at least.
Or maybe I specifically remember sometime last December 2020. Yeah, December 2024. I do specifically remember us playing it, and that was kind of really when we were like, "Wait, guys, we got to move on this." So it had been made before that. So sometimes this stuff just takes a while to bubble, especially when it comes to, as Carrie knows as well, like when it comes to clearing and getting things done, and that whole process is like a 6-month process. So it's like, even if you want to, you can't just release something like that, especially, because you want to obviously do it proper.
Absolutely. Well, it's totally worth the wait. Now, something I love to find out about songs is how many different versions there are from when you start working on it, all the tweaking that goes on to when you finally master it and put it out. Do you remember what the final V was of Cry For You? There's
actually not many, because the only changes we had to make from the very first version was we used to have the Bronski beat melody, and it took a while to realize that there's 2 samples in September Cry For You, because when we redo it, we had to clear Bronski beat and September. So it turns out we couldn't clear the Bronski beat part. So we just took that out and added, new violins to emulate September's version. So we took out Bronski beat stuff. And then the only other thing was we replayed the vocals, which means we had a new vocalist cover the song. So, I mean, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 versions, just because the beat has, how we had the arrangement and everything has always remained the same, pretty much from the first rendition.
Well, it's such an incredible song. Now, when you guys are deciding to go after such a treasured, iconic classic like that, do you get nervous when you're about to release it about how it's going to be received? I'll take that as a no.
No. I think you always want to be cognizant of that, and especially with a record like that is already attached to so many people's hearts. But I think that what touching on Ricky's saying is we get the opportunity to play these songs out, right? So we kind of can already see and get the eye on the ground, because we never announce hey guys, this is our new edit, check it out, give us a good reaction. We a lot of times we'll just play stuff and we really watch the crowd, and we, couple shows in, whatever, how are we feeling? Okay, clearly, regardless of if this was a college crowd or if it was our hardcore fans or if it was in Vegas, this song is connecting and people love it. And it's we're getting feedback, we're getting people requesting it. It's we know, okay, it's connecting with people beyond just they know the vocal, but they're clearly liking what we did with it, hopefully. So I think we always also try to go in with an air, and no matter what, it's when we do a flip, it's not we're just flipping it because it's hot at the moment or it's whatever. It's these are songs that are near and dear to us. When I was a kid, I was literally I don't even know if I'm legally allowed to say this, but I would rip and illegally download every Lil Wayne song I possibly could. And so whenever I was, younger, I was the kid downloading every mixtape of Lil Wayne, everything. So for me, when he made it look like a milli, that was for fun and it was a DJ tool, whatever, but it came from a place of love. It wasn't just trying to bite on this or that. And I think even, Ricky, you started the Cry For You, and it was you heard the melody, we all knew the song, but it was it always comes from a place of love from us, not just I don't know. I had a brain fart, so I don't know where the end of my sentence is there.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I think the statute of limitation has run out, because I used to download all the time on Audio Galaxy too. When I was doing overnights on the air, I probably shouldn't be saying this either, but when I was doing overnights, I would run into the other studio and download all kinds of dance stuff from Europe that I couldn't get over here, 192 bit rate just to get it. So I totally
get it. And the Bloghouse era too was just amazing. You would go to a site and there was no download gates, there was no ads. You literally could go, there was a little player built in, you would click play, and then if they hopefully had a 320, you're yes. And then you would just click the button and it would take you to maybe MediaFire, or it would just auto download. Shout out, rest in peace, MediaFire.
Yeah, bro. The song is sick. Oh my gosh, that site was awesome.
Well, congratulations not only on the number one, congratulations on the new smash with Aluna, congratulations on the tour going on right now, congratulations on everything for Sidepiece.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Man. Appreciate it.
Why don't you share about your incredible label?
Yes, our brand new label we started officially this past year in 2025 is called Lip Service. Something that Ricky and I have both been really passionate about and really excited about for a while, working in the back end with our team as well. Our song Cash Out was technically our first release on our label. So it was like a self-released. And we have a distro partnership with Insomniac Records. And it's been amazing to start to kind of become A&Rs as well for other artists that we want to release. Cry For You also came out on the label, as well as Misbehave. And then we've got a few amazing upcoming releases from some amazing artists. So yeah, it's just, we're really excited. It's a new platform for us to be able to like put our own music out, but also put out music of artists that we support and want to push.
Yeah, man, we're just really excited. Like Dylan said, really the best and best part about it is people sending us music for our label. And we're like, wow, these new kids are like better than us, making the dopest stuff. And we have a platform and we can like try and push them up. So, a lot of people have done that for us in the past. So, it feels good to give back a little bit for these artists.
Now, before I let you go, I asked ChatGPT to give me a question that Sidepiece has never been asked before. So I got to test this out, all right?
See,
I want to know Ricky's skeptical.
Now, I want to know.
If you're in the middle of like doing a festival set and your USB starts crapping out, who is the first one to actually be cool about it, and who's going to like start freaking out about it?
Are you talking? Are we talking about like an actual like full blown like both of our USBs are done and it's like there's no music happening at all?
Yes.
I mean,
like
at that point, you just got to be like, well, sorry guys, though. We just got to get on the mic and we just go, all right, that's it, folks, and.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but Ricky, were you saying that it's happened to you guys?
Yeah, like we that's definitely happened where like I remember this we just played a venue and we played it the second time, and the first time it had just opened and there was like 3 cutouts, and like every time we would just like get on the mic and just be like, yo, we know it cut out, but like if you guys are still vibing, like you want us to keep going, make some noise. And everybody's like, yeah, I'll keep going. And then it's like, you just got to laugh it off. I remember one time
the sub went out. Remember, it was like there was no subwoofer, so everyone was just vibing to mids and highs.
Oh, I have a good one. I have a great story for this. So for a good example, one time we played. There's 3 good stories inside of this really fast. We played with Sean Kingston on a farm.
Oh God!
In the middle of like Northern California or something, in the middle of a farm.
No, Michigan.
First of all, one of our TMs got a picture with his bodyguard because he didn't recognize, and he thought the bodyguard was Sean Kingston. So that was first. And then secondly, we go up there, and we always have people on stage with us vibing, and this happened a lot where like somebody like stepped on a cord and broke the whole thing, and so our other TM then goes. And he was just like on the mic, be doing crowd control. He was like, move back. And he was like, started singing it, move back. And then the sound came back and we were just like playing a kick that was like, boom, 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 boom. And we were like literally doing this stupid like push the crowd back song. And it's like a moment I'll never forget because we were in a farm in like Nebraska with Sean Kingston and the sound.
That is an epic story.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally like most of the time it's usually like some sort of venue or chord or something like that. But it has happened. We kind of just know that technology craps out sometimes. Yeah. Or you have, in my case, and back in the Party Favor days, I was playing some crazy spring break party, I think in like Galveston or something, and there was like 50 people there, and these drunk kids ran up and like I was on a platform above and on a really not stable like table that they had set everything on, and they ran up and they like tried to like climb and dance on the thing, and they pulled the entire table plus CDJs off, and it fell about 6 feet onto the ground, and explosion of equipment, all the sound went out, and I was left standing there like it was literally like something out of a like prank show, and I was up standing there like, well. I need like Looney Tunes music to like pull me off,
I think I saw that video pop up in my feed.
Hey. No, that was before. That was
modern day. Oh my gosh,
That was
would be a
before
great clip.
social media.
Thank God.
Dylan's up there like, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. I started doing the Ashley Simpson jig on there, you know.
Pour one out. SNL.
Oh,
my God.
yeah. Oh.
Well, Dylan, Ricky, congratulations on everything going on for Sidepiece. It is always so
you.
great seeing you guys. Thank
Thanks,
you
man.
so much for your time with us on America's Dance 30.
Thank you
Thanks,
for having
Brian.
us.